What's up YouTube, it's your boy RJ and I'm back with another video for y'all. Now we are going to be reacting to another Gubz video. We got Batman versus Batman. Now this is the Christian Bale's Batman versus Ben Affleck's Batman. Now to me, Ben Affleck's Batman will whoop Christian Bale's ass. Alright, but like Ben Affleck's Batman is a way better Batman. Like to me, Ben Affleck's Batman is a way better Batman than Christian Bale. But to me, Christian Bale is a way better Bruce Wayne than Ben Affleck. So it's like they you know, it's one and the same kind. It's like, you know, Tobey Maguire is a better Peter Parker than Andrew Garfield, but Andrew Garfield is kind of a better sort of Spider-Man than Tobey. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. So I'm definitely going Ben Affleck's Batman all the way. So let's just get into it. Let's go.
Warning, the following is used to determine who would win in a fight. This is not meant to say who is better, cooler, or the best actor.
Fighting by Christian
Please keep in mind
Bale,
that these characters are fictional. So the new Dawn of Justice film has been released with some mixed reception. The Rotten Tomatoes has basically pooed all over this film. It is safe to say that we can finally make this video. Keep in mind, all of my evidence for Ben Affleck's Batman is just from Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, whereas Christian Bale's Batman has information spread throughout 3 films. So if you're watching this fossil in 2020, just remember, a lot can happen in 4 years.
Yeah, it can.
To narrow the sections down, we're going to measure each Batman's strength, detective skills, speed, intellect, and gadgets.
Trash.
Alright?
Garbage.
Let's do this. Strength. Underneath the cowl, Bruce Wayne is a genius, billionaire, playboy philanthropist, but the Dark Knight alter ego is known as the ass-kicker of Gotham. While Bale does show he can take on more than a handful of enemies at once, Affleck makes sure they don't get back up.
Yeah.
As seen from this trailer, when the Dark Knight punches, you're either going through that wall or through that floor. On the other hand, this Caped Crusader seems to punch as hard as a normal human possibly can. Let's go to Batman v Superman first. Right here when Batman damn, holy crap. That was nasty. Okay, anyways, right before he makes contact, let's try scaling this punch. By using the formula for force, which is force equals mass times acceleration, we can guesstimate the amount of force he can throw, also known as hypothesis. Keep in mind, we are given no clear numbers. In fact, I'm not even sure the writers of the film meant for it to be delved into deeply. Regardless, let's do our best. According to personalcapital.com, the average man weighs around 196 pounds.
Now, in calculating Batman's data, the Dark Knight is known to be at peak human physical condition, meaning he is as strong as a normal human being can possibly be. So let's apply some of this comic lore into the BVS situation, as it seems it could fit. Given that the fastest recorded punch in the world in units of velocity is 19.7 meters per second as stated by extranews.net, then we can find the acceleration of Batman's hand. So let's say he is throwing his punch at 19.7 meters per second. To find the acceleration, we can use its formula velocity divided by time. Since it took Batman 0.3 seconds to fully connect the punch, we can divide 19.7 meters per second by 0.3 seconds to get the acceleration, which is 65.7 meters per second squared. Then plug it back into the original formula, F equals m times a, then we will have a force more than 12,500 newtons.
Now sure, many of you may not really know how to visualize that or know what a newton really is, but let me say that in layman's terms. In an article titled Brute Force by LiveScience.com, most boxers punch out a force of 5,000 newtons, which means right hooks such as this, and this are all 5,000 newtons, give or take a few units. But one of the interviewees of the article, a biomedical engineer named Cindy Burr, goes on to say, quote, "A quick sharp blow that delivers some 3,300 newtons of force has a 25% chance of cracking an average person's rib." Wait a minute. Rib cage? What exactly did Batman hit that guy again?
In the head.
Dude probably got a hemorrhage. Simply put, this Batman has more than the strength of literally 2 professional boxers combined. Well, okay, but how does that compare to the Batman of Christopher Nolan's trilogy? Well, as stated earlier, Bale's Batman seems to punch as hard as any human possibly could. Just observe for yourself. So even if he has the strength greater than that,
like all of this, boxer, man,
which is maybe adding a few hundred newtons or maybe 1,000, it's definitely nothing compared to
that's
that
more of a realistic Batman.
Even though I stated earlier that Batman is at peak human strength, this Batman is clearly not. The comic lore doesn't apply here, as he clearly has someone physically superior than him, Bane. In the comics, Bane has about the same super strength as Batman without the use of his green drugs, maybe slightly stronger, but only slightly. Keeping in mind that every human is physically different. That's why Batman is still classified as being at peak human physical condition, because that's as strong as a human can get. But with third-party substances, Bane can Hulk out and get superhuman strength far beyond that of Batman. In The Dark Knight Rises, the scenario is totally different. Bane is stronger than Batman without steroids because he never uses them or even acknowledges them throughout the film. Granted, one could argue that Batman and him are equal in strength, as he took him down near the end of the film, but the reasoning behind that is incorrect. Batman sort of won, because he got a lucky swing at Bane's oxygen mask, or whatever that thing is giving him. In fact, it would be Bane who would fit under the category of being at peak human physical condition. But as we see here, Bane puts all his weight in his punch, and Batman doesn't have a reaction close to that of the thug Batman pummeled in BVS.
I'm not calling Bale's Batman unfit. To be fair, I don't think any real human being could possibly perform that kind of punch and get the same result Affleck got. 1 point for Affleck.
Obviously.
Detective skill. The world's greatest detective
tricky.
is not a title to be taken lightly, especially since Batman has that under his name as well.
Bow.
I'm gonna be straight with you right now, this was probably the hardest section on this video. So in the ballistics scene of The Dark Knight, Bruce Wayne is trying to find out who shot a bullet into this wall. And how does he do it? He literally cuts out a piece of the wall for further investigation. He takes it into his cave and attempts to replicate the bullet with the fingerprint via 3D computer model. I honestly would have never thought of that in a million years if I was ever in that situation. That's cause you're a stupid slut. In Batman v Superman, Wayne takes Lex Luthor's intel on metahumans and takes it to his back cave to decrypt it. That's cool and all, but man, this is really hard to decide, actually.
It is, man.
Time to nitpick. Okay, so after looking at this for hours, I have to give Bale's Batman the edge on this one. Yes, Affleck knew that Luthor was up to no good, so he extracted the intel and decrypted it. Now, I'm not saying decryption is easy whatsoever, but that type of hacking has been around for a very long time. Decrypting stuff is usually used in films to further the plot. Still, I'm not docking points from Affleck just because of the film's script. It's just that type of technique
but he did build a suit, though, that whooped Superman's ass, so...
Whereas Bale's situation is much more unique. If you didn't get it when I said it earlier, dude straight up grabs a piece of a wall just for analysis. He is illustrated to be much more clever and skillful when it comes to coming up with things on the spot. I'm almost positive that Affleck's Batman might be able to do this too, but those are just assumptions with no factual evidence. And if there's no proof, it never happened. I'm gonna give this to Bale. Speed. The art of hand-to-hand combat is very much speed as well as
great fight scene.
Evidently, as I'm pretty sure you already know who the winner of this section is, Bale would get utterly destroyed here. Just observe for yourself.
Slow as a mug, bruh.
Now watch this.
I know, it ain't even close. Rock bottom. Bah! That's more like Batman how he's supposed to fight, bruh. Yeah! That scene's even though that movie's trash, that scene is tight.
Yeah, that suit Bale is wearing seems to be very stiff and blocky, which seems practical for safety, but he sacrifices so much speed. No other explanation is really needed. This easily goes to Affleck.
Yeah.
Intellect. Both Batman possess high levels of IQ, but one sticks out more than the other. Christian Bale shows he is much more reasonable and has more control over his senses than Affleck. In The Dark Knight, when the Joker kills Rachel, Batman has anger and seeks to get revenge. When he finds the Clown Prince of Crime, he does not kill him. He does not let emotions cloud his judgment. However, in Dawn of Justice, Wayne does not even want to talk things out with Superman.
He does.
Superman tries telling him his mom is being held hostage. Batman just keeps assaulting him, which prevents Clark from finishing his sentence. Sure, Wayne saw his company building demolished with close ones in it, but Superman at least deserves to explain himself. Yet Batman does not give him the time of day. One could also argue that Affleck's situation was worse as more people died, but my counter argument is that yes, there were a lot of people involved, but Rachel was super close to Batman. Logically, it is much more difficult to lose someone you have talked to and loved for more than 20 years than losing someone who's not as close. Affleck's Batman does have the right to get angry, but at least try to reason with Superman, the guy who literally stops fatal accidents and saves people from tsunamis around the world, and give the guy a chance to say at least one sentence. Looking at the scenarios in general, Bale's Batman stops himself from killing a bad guy, while Affleck's wants to murder a good guy. Affleck's Batman could have been a little more rational.
But, Bale gets I mean, you know, it is rational if you really think about it. But
gadgets. Technology and equipment has always been Bruce's greatest ally in the battlefield. But the most commonly debated question is which costume is better. I would say the suit from Batman v Superman. The suit seems to have a cool texture design while being heavily padded. The cowl has a titanium understructure that allows the headpiece to deflect bullets as shown in the film. It, along with the gauntlets, are resistant to sharp edges as shown when the thugs in the warehouse are slicing at him, but it has no effect. Even though the gray areas of his suit are less protected and are more vulnerable to bullets and blades, Bale's suit is as well, but his cowl broke just by Bane punching it. I know Bane is strong, but he can't be stronger than a bullet from point-blank range. To further why Affleck deserves this win, he had a second suit made entirely of some sort of metal that allowed him to go toe-to-toe with Superman. Say what you want about Bale's incarnation, but there's nothing he could do that could stand up against his metal armor, except maybe try to run him over with a Batmobile. But Affleck could use his Batmobile as well, as the two vehicles have almost identical performances. And the Bat Grapple? Yeah, Affleck triumphs in that area too. As shown here, whether you choose to believe it or not, that grapple gun looks like it is struggling to carry his weight. Whereas here, that thing pulled him much faster away from danger. Ben Affleck takes a gadget round. Here's the scoreboard and results. This may be considered
Yeah,
a
it
close
ain't
one
even
to some,
hard,
but
man.
by
It ain't
far I
hard
think
to
Ben
figure
Affleck's
out.
Caped Crusader would utterly destroy Christian Bale's Dark Knight. In fact, the match is kind of unfair to begin with if you think about it.
Exactly.
The director of the Dark Knight trilogy, Christopher Nolan, has stated that he has made his Batman movies as real and grounded as he possibly
Real and
could.
grounded.
This explains why there is no aliens or superpowered beings or Bane on green steroids in that cinematic universe.
It would have been
is
tight
because
though if we
those
seen
films
Christian
are
Bale and
supposed
Brandon
to be
Routh
what
Superman
if scenarios
crossover.
where Batman actually existed
That
in
would've
real
been
life.
cool.
On the other hand, Ben Affleck's Batman is set in an entirely different kind of movie where aliens do exist and superpowered beings do run amok. Batman and BVS is super scaled to stand a chance against Superman. The winner of this versus matchup is Ben Affleck's Batman.
Of course. Not that hard.
I hope you guys
Not
enjoyed this
that
video as the
hard.
research nearly killed.
Like Ben Affleck's Batman is just up here, and Christian Bale's is down here. Like I said, Ben Affleck's Batman is a better Batman, but Christian Bale is a better, Bruce Wayne to me. So it wasn't that hard knowing that Ben Affleck was gonna whoop Christian Bale's ass. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Here's your bar, Jay, and I'm out.